Greetings everyone, my name is Dr. Jason Freeman. I'd like to welcome you all to my channel.
Hey, I can be the answer. I'm ready to dance when the vamp up. And when I hit that dip, get your camera. You can see you in that bitch, shit's the Tampa. In the DM, that young sister beacon. The bitch who wants to compete. And I can freak fit that pump with the peep. And you know what your bitch become when her weave in. I just wanna sip that punch with your peeps. And sit in that lunch if you're treating. Kick it with your bitch who come from Parisian. She know where to get mine from in the season. Now she wanna lick my plum in the evening. And fit that tongue to deepen.
Man of Tomorrow, the follow-up to the successful James Gunn Superman film, was announced on September 23rd, 2025. And one of the biggest reveals related to this film was that after almost 80 years of Superman live-action films, we're gonna get a live-action Brainiac on the big screen. But this was just one of the many jaw-dropping announcements that will be made related to this film, which will premiere on July 9th, 2027. And so in this video, I'm gonna lay out everything you need to know, or everything that we know about Man of Tomorrow. But before we go any further, I want you to smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Now, the second big announcement that we got after the reveal of Brainiac was that we're going to get a live action Maxima played by Adria Arjona. Now, many of y'all may know her from the Andor series. However, she's been around a while, including in 2017's The Belko Experiment, written and directed by James Gunn. Now, for those not familiar, Maxima is a super-powered alien who has her sights set directly on Superman as a potential mate. Now, she's been a villain in the comics. However, I became familiar with her as a member of the Justice League in the Death of Superman storyline. Now, in regards to the official cast, there have been several people that have been confirmed for Man of Tomorrow. They include David Corenswet and Nicholas Hoult as Superman and Lex Luthor respectively, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, the Justice Gang members of Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl played by Nathan Fillion, Edie Gathegi and Isabella Merced respectively, Superman's buddy Jimmy Olsen played by Skylar Gisondo, Sarah Sampaio as Ms. Tessmacher, rest in peace Valerie Perrine, Frank Grillo as General Flagg, Maria Gabriela De Faria as the engineer, Aaron Pierre as Green Lantern John Stewart, and Lars Eidinger as Brainiac. And yesterday they announced Matthew Lillard in an unnamed role. Now, this cast is pretty stacked. However, one person that's missing is Millie Alcock. It's not been confirmed that Supergirl will be in this particular film, though I'll be shocked if we don't see a Krypto, and with Krypto we should probably have the owner, Supergirl.
Thanks for watching it, bitch!
Now, what do we know about the plot of the film? Now, based on the original announcement, we believe that this will be a team-up film between Superman and Lex Luthor. Now, of course, they're typically antagonists. We saw that in the 2025 film, but there have been various times in which Superman and Lex Luthor have teamed up together. For example, in the New 52 Forever Evil storyline, Luthor and Superman work together to take down the Earth 3 crime syndicate. Now, why would Luthor and Superman team up in this particular universe, the DCU? Well, it comes down to the introduction of the main antagonist of the film, Brainiac. Now, the announcement of Brainiac as the big bad of Man of Tomorrow is a pretty big deal. Brainiac has been rumored to be a main villain in multiple Superman films. For example, in the original script of Superman 3, the big computer that Superman ends up fighting was originally Brainiac. Then there were unmade sequels to Superman Returns and Man of Steel 2, which in both cases the villain was supposed to be Brainiac. And then there was the unmade Tim Burton film starring Nicolas Cage, though there's video of Nicolas Cage in the Superman suit, and of course the villain in that film, other than a giant spider, was supposed to be Brainiac. Now, for those of y'all who are not familiar with Brainiac, he was introduced in 1958. Now, originally Brainiac was an alien cyborg from the planet Kolu, and he had in his possession a miniaturized city of Kandor. Now this wasn't just a replica, this was actually a shrunken down city with actual Kryptonians in it. Now in the Superman animated series, he was an artificial intelligence who was a Kryptonian creation that ultimately destroyed the civilization. And he had plans to do the same on Earth until Superman stopped him. Now the introduction of Brainiac to the DCU is also a big deal because he's actually a cosmic level threat. For example, in the Return of Krypton storyline in the comics, he was actually able to create an exact copy of Krypton with Kryptonians who had superpowers and was able to actually trap Superman there. And so when the threat is powerful as Brainiac, it makes sense that not only would Superman have to face off against him, you have to get the smartest man on Earth, Lex Luthor, along with other superheroes all working together to finally take down this big bad. Another key plot point that has been announced is that the Peacemaker Season 2 will be a direct prequel to Man of Tomorrow. Now a bit of a spoiler alert for Peacemaker Season 2, so if you have not seen that season and don't want it to spoil, please click off the video now. Alright, you've been warned. Now, to end of Peacemaker Season 2, Chris is stranded on the planet Salvation in a parallel universe. At the same time, his friends have formed the superhero team Checkmate, and Rick Flag is working with Luthor's people to essentially create a cosmic prison to send supervillains to. Now, Gunn revealed that the 2007-2008 Salvation Run storyline inspired partly the ending of Peacemaker Season 2.
And we see Checkmate making the world better, and we look up and we see Eagly, who last we saw hiding in a corner, flying happily around the sky. Okay, the first draft ended there.
What? Wow.
Wild.
The first draft ended there, and
Wow.
I gave it to Peter Safran, and I said, I had another thing I wrote that I put on the ending, and he's like, what? And we knew Salvation was a part of our future. I didn't know I was going to put it here. We knew it was a part of the DCU plan. And I told him what it was, and he goes, oh, you got to put that in there.
And so I could see that as being a jumping off point for the Man of Tomorrow film. All these supervillains and metahumans are sent to this planet. They have to survive together, working to try to get back to the Earth. And somewhere along the line, they have to deal with Brainiac, either as a supervillain on the planet, or maybe someone on Earth who basically they're having a hard time dealing with. And so it's very likely we're going to see a big battle including supervillains and superheroes against this new big bad, this new cosmic big bad of Brainiac. I hope you're enjoying the video, but I just wanted to quickly mention that if you're enjoying what you're seeing from the DCU or DC Comics in general, why not buy a Funko Pop of your favorite DC character? I have a few myself and will definitely be getting more. To get your own Funko Pop DC character, click on the link in the description. Now, in regard to production, the filming of Man of Tomorrow started in April of 2026. James Gunn is the writer and director of this film, similar to what we saw in the 2025 Superman. And like with that film, a lot of filming took place in Atlanta, but also filming is taking place in Cincinnati, Ohio, as well as in the UK. In addition, David Fleming, who did the score for the 2025 Superman, will also do the score for Man of Tomorrow. And beyond that, we don't really know much. Now, one thing we do know is that with James Gunn at the helm, we'll likely see a lot of James Gunn humor. We can see a lot of the same actors we've seen across multiple James Gunn projects. And we'll get a pretty fun, cool story on top of all that. Now, if you found that video interesting and or informative, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, please share this video. And if there are other confirmed facts that I've left out, please leave those in the comment section below. Thank you all for your time and have a wonderful rest of your day.